Hello everyone, we're here today to do a restore yoga class. We're going to need a yoga strap and a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball, and that's all the equipment that we're going to use today. So let's go ahead and get started. Find yourself into a child's pose. The arms are forward, settling the hips back and down. Toes are together and knees are apart. Take a moment to let your forehead rest on the floor. Find deep breaths. Slow inhales and long exhales. In through the nose and out through the nose. By slowing down our breathing, we can start to slow down our thoughts. We can come into our bodies, and we can take this next hour to fully restore our bodies and our minds. So spending just a few more moments here, let your belly press against the thighs as you inhale. And as you exhale, let your thoughts go, let the air leave your lungs, get some oxygen to flow throughout your body. Inhale and exhale. Take one more full deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, let it go. Walk your hands over to the right. Getting that left arm to extend and reach forward. We're focusing on the left side of the body. We're reaching that top arm as much as we can over to the right. Feeling your lower back and your rib cage expand and open. On the next exhale, walk your hands through center and take everything over to the left. Getting that right arm to extend all the way forward. Your right side body to stretch and lengthen. You're pressing the right hip back and down. Make sure both shoulders are turned towards the floor. And on the next exhale, make your way back to center, finding your hips pressing down towards the heels. Allow the forehead to rest. Keeping your chest on the floor, start to work your body forward into puppy pose. We want to get the hips just above the knees. You're trying to get your chest to the floor and your chin to the floor as you look forward between the thumbs. Get your hips high above the knees. Stretch and lengthen, open up your shoulders. And then start to press back into child's pose again, hips to heels. Take a moment to recover. Bring your palms to prayer and guide your thumbs to the back of your neck to stretch out your triceps, the muscles behind your arms. Slowly release your arms forward. Bring yourself up into all fours. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Start to roll through your cat-cows. Push the back body to the ceiling and roll the front body forward. Open the rib cage. Moving nice and slow here to integrate all the pieces and parts of your entire length of the spine. Pressing back and forth. Connect with your breathing. As you roll forward, you want to inhale. As you press up to the ceiling, exhale. Using your tailbone, arch and round. Getting all of those muscles in your back body and in your front body to move in opposition. Keep spreading the fingertips wide. Keep pressing your index finger joint into the floor. The tops of the feet are pressing into the floor as well. This time that we have on our mats is also a way to reconnect with ourselves, to reconnect with our bodies. We tend to go throughout our busy days, our busy lives, and we disconnect. So we want to use this time to reconnect, to bring body awareness back within. So think about your fingers, your toes, your arms, your shoulders, your neck, every part of the body that we tend to get disconnected with. Let's take one more round. Big inhale, that full cow spine. And then exhale, pressing up into the cat spine. Start to find neutral. Go from side to side, looking over the shoulder towards the incoming hip. Try to see the hip As you look and press, make your body into a big C shape. Left to right, side to side. Nice and slow so you can channel into the side body. Get those obliques to engage and feel the stretch of the lower back area while you're maintaining a neutral spine. Over to one side, over to the other side. One more time, each direction, left to right. And then start to find center. Bring your left hand down to the middle. Open up your right arm and then hold it there. We're stretching the front of the shoulder, the chest, pressing down through the bottom arm, and then start to thread the needle. Scoop your arm through, but make sure that your hips stay high above the knees, twisting the body, feeling that full upper body rotation. Think about spreading the shoulder blades apart. Turn and look up to the ceiling. Get that top shoulder to rotate back a little more. And then start to press down through your left hand again. Rewind your way out of the stretch. Hold that right arm up. Bring the hand down and then take it to the other side. Left arm reaches high, opening the chest. The front of the shoulder stretches. Line up your arms and then thread the needle. Scoop the arm through. Rest your head. Palm into palm and twist. Rotate that top shoulder back. Keep the hips high above the knees. Full upper body rotation. Bring the right hand down, rewind, open up that top left arm, stretch, 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 and then bring your hand down, settle back into child's pose. Hips to heels, knees apart, big toes to touch. Let your forehead rest. Feel your breathing, connect with your body. And then slowly start to bring yourself upright into all fours. Flipping your fingertips back towards your knees, we're going to stretch out our wrists, the forearm muscles. As you get into this stretch, if you want to get deeper, you'll settle the hips towards the heels. Feeling that release through those forearm muscles. Start to take a gentle rock and a sway from left to right. Getting into one hand and then the other, we want to make sure that the palms are flat on the ground. We're spreading the fingertips wide, getting all the muscles in the forearms and keeping our wrist tendons and ligaments nice and open. Couple more deep breaths here. Keep holding. And then slowly start to bring yourself out of the stretch. Go ahead and give each wrist a quick shake. Get some blood flow back into the joint and then make your way into all fours. Keep your knees spread wide, your big toes together. Bring your hands forward in front of you into either side of your mat. And let's start to circle the hips, moving the hips front, side, and then back. Keeping the knees pretty wide here so you've got some space to work with. You want to loosen up your lower back. You want to loosen up your hips. Get to know your body. Get to know where you're carrying tension and try to release those areas of tension. One more big circle this way. Make sure that you're strong in the arms and then circle around the other direction. Keep pushing out of the shoulders. Focus on just the hips sweeping and moving into that big circular direction. One more big circle. And then start to find center. Push the hips straight forward and down. Push down through the arms. Push out of the shoulders and let your hips sink to the floor. Turn and look over the left shoulder. See your left ankle. Twist the body. Turn and look over the right shoulder. See your right ankle. Twist the body. One more time each way. Letting your hips sink deeper into the ground. Look over to the right. Find center straight up to the ceiling. Open your chest. And then bend your elbows. Lower yourself down onto your front. We're going to stretch the shoulders next. Bring your right arm straight out to a T. Your left hand is still underneath your left shoulder. Turn your head to the right, and then start to twist your body all the way into that right arm. So sorry, your right ear is on the floor. You're pressing through that front left hand to roll the body back into the stretch. You're going to feel this pec muscle get a deep release by using your body weight. If you want to stretch your lower back, then you'll take the top right leg up, back, and then down, trying to find the floor with your right foot. Let the weight of the leg fall. Let the weight of your body roll back into that right arm. Keep spreading the fingertips wide. Keep reaching through the palm to fully stretch this right pec area. It tends to get really tight through here, so we're taking some time to release the tension in the muscle. Slowly bring yourself flat onto your front. Keep your right arm where it is. Just bend your elbow at a 90-degree angle. So we want the elbow on the floor, and we don't want to have the thumb coming in too close to the shoulder. So keep it pretty wide and get your elbow out there. Get it away from you. Start to roll back again, feeling this more intense version of the same stretch that we just did. When the elbow is bent, we're getting into a deeper muscle group underneath the pecs. So take your time as you roll back, bringing your top leg up and down towards the floor if you choose. Try to keep that thumb reaching out a little bit further away from the shoulder. Keep pressing the front of your arm into the ground. Stretch and release. And then slowly bring yourself back onto your front. Other side, right hand underneath your right shoulder. Left arm reaches out to a T. And then start to roll into the stretch with your left ear on the floor. You're opening up that top shoulder. You're using your body weight to release the muscles in the front of your left arm and your left shoulder. Use the top leg if you choose, bringing it up, back, and then down towards the floor to feel your lower back muscles release. Take a few more deep breaths, full inhale. Exhale, keep sending lots of energy through your fingertips. Keep reaching through the palm, flat on the floor. And then start to bring yourself back onto your front. Bending your left elbow. Get it perfect at that 90-degree angle. Press down through the right arm and then start to roll back to the left. Same stretch again, except we just changed the position of the arm. Feeling that deeper level of intensity. Make sure that your thumb is reaching out a little bit wider. We want to have 90 degrees. Rolling into the stretch a little bit further. Top leg if you choose. Pressing up and back to the floor. Take one more full deep breath. And then start to bring yourself back onto your front. Hands underneath your shoulders. Rock the hips from side to side. Give your low back a chance to loosen, to release. Let go of any tension. And then start to press yourself up and back into child's pose again. Knees apart, big toes to touch, arms extend forward. Let your forehead relax. Full deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And then start to come forward back into all fours. Right leg steps forward into a low lunge. Get your back left knee to lengthen behind you and start to settle, press the hips forward and down. You can choose to stay forward, framing your front foot, or if you want to get more intensity, come upright with the upper body. You can also start to reach your arms up and then start to go for a back bend. Continue to push the hips forward. Reach back as far as you can. Lengthening the front body, lengthening the front of your left thigh. Sink a little deeper into the stretch. And then start to come forward. Frame that front foot. Shift back and extend your front leg long. Flexing the toes back towards you. to feel your right hamstring muscle. We want to make sure that the hips are square, that the arms are framing the front foot. If you need 2 blocks underneath your hands to bring the floor up a little higher, you can always choose to use your blocks. Focus on your back position, on your spine. We want to have a straight, flat back and an open chest. We want to squeeze that front knee as straight as we can, and we want to keep the ankle active. Flex your toes. Get your calf muscle to lengthen as you continue to hold. Keeping your back hip directly above the back knee. Try to incline your chest a little further forward. Reach with your left hand towards the outer right ankle and pull yourself down into the stretch. 1 more inch. Inhale, exhale. Bring your hands to frame the foot. Come forward into that front leg. Lift the hips and step into pyramid pose. You're going to have about 3 feet of distance between your front heel and your back heel. Extend your arms forward in front of you past the ears and allow the nose to fold forward and down towards your front knee. Both legs are straight. The back heel is turned in slightly with the back toes turned out slightly. Shift your body weight forward more into that front leg to feel the outer thigh, the IT band stretch. We want to keep our hips squared off. We're getting into the back of your right leg, the outer thigh, extending the arms a little bit more forward. Hold that stretch. Again, if you need to use 2 blocks underneath your hands to bring the floor up a little higher, you can absolutely use the blocks. Take 1 more full deep breath. And as you exhale, step your back foot forward with your feet underneath your hips into a forward fold. Start to roll through your cat-cow spinal movement here, keeping your fingertips on the ground or on your blocks. Lengthen for that half lift, squeeze the back muscles, and then fold and round. Continue to go back and forth. Full inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. You're going to feel the backs of your legs start to open up a little bit more as you move the spine. 1 more round. Full inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold and round. Cross onto opposite elbows and ragdoll. Forward. Take a little sway and a rock from left to right. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Release your elbows. Heel toe the feet to touch. Keep your heels on the ground. Bend your left knee. Straighten your right leg. Left hand down. Start to open that right arm, going for a twist and leaning into that straight right leg. Make sure that both big toe joints are pressing into the ground. We're stretching and opening the outer thigh, the IT band. Other side, right hand down, bend your right knee, straighten your left leg, and then open up that left arm. Spiral and twist. Shift a little more into the straight left leg, opening that IT band, big toe joints pressing into the floor, and then bring that top hand down. Keep your right leg where it is and step your left leg back again. Bring both hands to the inside of the right foot. Heel toe the leg to the side and find your lizard pose. Outer elbow down. Inner elbow down when you're ready, allowing the hips to sink and fall forward. Rolling the right knee away from the right shoulder. The inside of the right foot is opening, pressing out. We're getting into the hip joint, the connective tissue, and the muscles surrounding the hips on that right side. If you're not able to come down onto the forearms, that's fine. You can use blocks for support or you can stay upright on your hands. Get that knee to roll open a little bit wider, away from the shoulder, away from the body. Taking the time to release the hips on the right side. Press your hands underneath you, come upright, and start to heel toe the right foot across to the inside and find your pigeon pose. Make sure that the right knee isn't jutting out to the side. We want to keep it straight forward. Lengthen the back leg long. Make your way down onto your forearms when you're ready. You can also start to extend both arms to the front. Allow the forehead to fall. Making sure that you're shifting over to the left. We want to stretch and release that right hip joint. So by shifting our body weight to the left, we can feel the muscles surrounding the right hip open and expand by using our body weight folding forward. Make sure that you're breathing. If you have more open hips, then you'll want to bring that right foot further forward and away from the hips. So we get more space to work with, more openness into the joint. Take some time here. Allow the muscles to expand. Release any tension that you're holding in the hips. Full inhale and exhale. One more full inhale. And as you exhale, start to bring yourself upright. Sit into the front hip and swing your back leg around to find your cow-faced pose. Stacking the knees on top of one another. And if your knees don't flex as much to get your knees to stacked, then you're going to work on stacking your left shin on top of your right shin. Make sure that you're getting the feet away from the hips so you can start to settle both hips into the ground. Bring your hands onto the feet and then start to incline the upper body forward over the legs. Eventually reaching your arms forward past the legs. Guide your nose to your knee. And then start to work on getting your forearms to fold forward towards the floor. Full body weight coming into this stretch. Full release through both hips. Make sure that you're not lifting the left hip. We want to settle and press that left hip down. Inhale, exhale. While we're holding these more intense poses, focus on your breathing so that you can get deeper into the stretches, so that you can allow the muscles and the connective tissue to fully release. Using that body awareness again to get reconnected with yourself, to restore. Slowly bring yourself upright. Go ahead and extend your legs in front of you. Shake them out. And then start to inhale, reach both arms up nice and high. Flex your toes back and then fold forward over the legs. Grab onto the toes. Bend your elbows. Pull yourself down, folding yourself in half. Try to get your nose to your knees. And then slowly start to bring yourself upright. Crossing at the ankles, make your way forward again into all fours. Mom, turn the other way. Roll through a couple of cat-cows to reset your spine, reset your lower back. We're going to take that same lower body sequence on the other side. One more round. And then start to find a neutral spine. Step your left leg forward. Get into that low lunge stretch. Settle the hips forward and down. Take a moment to feel your right hip flexors, the front of your right thigh. And then when you're ready, if you want to move on, you'll bring your upper body upright and you can start to reach your arms up and back to go for a crescent lunge stretch. Feeling that back bend, allowing the hips to sink a little further, getting deeper into that release. For the front body and for your hip flexor, keep reaching, try to go back a little further, sinking a little bit deeper. And then exhale, come down, frame that front foot. Shift your hips back and extend your front leg forward, going for your hamstring stretch. Make sure that you're not rounding the back. We want to keep our back flat and straight. And we're going to keep our toes actively flexing back toward us, keeping your knees straight as well, guiding your chest up and forward, feeling your hamstring muscles. If you need to use your blocks for support underneath the hands, you absolutely can. Try to go deeper and deeper into the release with every exhale. Full inhale. Slow exhale. The hamstrings tend to get really tight for most of us, so we want to take the time to stretch and elongate that muscle tissue. Release the tension. Try to come forward a little bit more. Reaching with your right hand to the outer left ankle. Pull yourself down as deep as you can, as far as you can. Fully releasing the back of your leg from the heel up into the glute. And then start to bring both hands forward into the outsides. Coming forward into that front foot, lift the hips and step the back foot in to find your pyramid pose. Line up your heels, front heel to back heel. The back toes are turned out. Your arms are reaching forward. Allow the forehead to fall towards the knee. Reaching and extending through the arms. Shift your body weight forward more into that front leg to feel the IT band muscle release. Make sure that the big toe joint is pushing into the floor. Let your upper body weight completely fold over the front leg. The back toes are turned out slightly. The back heel is turned in slightly. Feel free to tend to the fingertips if you need to, or you can use the blocks again underneath your hands. Try to reach your arms forward past the ears. Take one more deep breath. Full inhale. Exhale. And then step your back right foot forward. Step the feet nice and wide. All the way on the outsides of your mat. Wide, wide, wide. Try to get as wide as you can. And then bring your arms up and back behind you. Clasp your hands. Go for a shoulder stretch. Let your forehead fall. Try to get your arms up and over, down towards the floor. Feeling your pecs, your chest, your shoulder muscles fully release. Try to get the crown of your head to touch the ground. Release your hands to the floor. Grab onto both sides of the outer ankles. Bend your elbows and pull yourself down. Your goal is to try to get your head to the floor and in between your heels. Lengthen the spine. Keep pressing through the backs of your legs. Use the grip onto the outer ankles to really pull. Open out your elbows wide. Stretch the backs of your legs. Pull, pull, pull. And then start to release your hands forward. Heel toe the feet to touch. Keep your left leg where it is. Step your right leg back and find your way into lizard pose. Both hands come to the inside of the left leg. Heel toe the foot to the outside. And when you're ready, you'll make your way down onto your forearms. You're going to roll that left knee away from the shoulder. You're going to open back the inside of the foot. Start to rock and sway from left to right if that feels good to you. Getting space and distance between the left knee and your left shoulder. Keep the hips pressing forward. Using your body weight to open the left hip joint. You can always use your blocks underneath your shoulder, underneath your hands, or your forearms if you need to. You can also stay upright onto the hands if you're not quite ready to make your way down. Try to keep your spine straight and long, your chest open. And then slowly start to press yourself out of the stretch. Heel toe your left foot across to the inside, finding your pigeon pose. Make sure that the front left knee isn't jutting out to the left, it's staying straight forward. You'll make your way down onto your forearms when you're ready. Keep extending through your back right leg. Make sure that the top of your right foot is pressing flat onto the floor. Extend through the toes. Lengthening your arms forward and allowing the forehead to rest if you want to take that deeper option. Make sure that you're not falling and sitting into the left hip. Keep shifting over to the right. And if your hips are feeling a little more open today, then you'll work on getting that left foot to come forward away from the hips to get more release through the hip joint. Continue to breathe. Spending some time allowing the muscles and the connective tissue to fully release. Inhale, exhale. One more deep breath. As you exhale, start to bring yourself upright, sitting into the left hip, swinging the back leg around to the front, and finding your cow-faced pose. Stack your right knee on top of your left knee, trying to cross the thighs. Work on getting the feet away from the hips so that you can get a deeper stretch. If your knees aren't quite flexing this way, then you'll stack your right shin on top of the bottom left shin. Lengthen forward on the incline. Keep your feet on your hands on your feet. Reaching your arms forward. And then eventually crossing your forearms onto the ground when you're ready. Letting the forehead fall, guiding your nose towards your top right knee. Make sure that the right hip is pressing down. Both hips are settling into the floor. Keep your back straight. Folding forward a little bit deeper. With every exhale, you want to soften the muscle. Release the tension. Jeez. Take one more deep breath. And as you exhale, start to bring yourself upright. Unwind the legs in front of you, shake them out. Bring the soles of the feet together, bend your knees, and make a big diamond shape with the legs. But make sure that the heels are in front of your hips. Pulling onto the front of the knees, start to incline forward. Cupping your hands around the outsides of the feet. And then pulling yourself down towards your legs. Both hips are settling into the floor. Making sure again that you've got a big diamond shape with the legs. You want to try to pull yourself down. Get your forehead to touch your heels. Settle the hips into the ground. Your upper body weight has fully collapsed forward. Use this passive stretch to release both hips. Extending the feet a little bit further in front of you, pulling yourself down 1 more inch. And then slowly start to bring yourself upright. Bring your legs into a cross-legged position. Hands onto the thighs and start to circle the upper body from one direction to the next. Letting your lower back release. Your hips settle and press into the floor. Sweeping your chest as far as you can past the shins. And then start to circle around the other direction. Big sweep across with the chest. Loosening up your lower spine, getting some movement into your lower back. Detach the upper body from the lower body. 1 more big circle. Hold yourself upright. Reach your arms up overhead. Big inhale. As you exhale, let the arms come out and then down. Keep going back and forth. Big inhale. Exhale, arms out and then down. Connecting with your breathing, connecting with your shoulders, with your arms. Expanding the side body. Reaching up, inhale. Exhale, fold. 1 more big inhale. Hold the arms up overhead. Clasp your hands, bring them behind your head for support and start to roll through your cat-cows, opening the chest to the ceiling, elbows back, and then curling in toward your navel, elbows forward. Keep going back and forth, opening up to the ceiling. Exhale, curl in toward your navel. Feeling that opposition from front body to back body. Back and forth. Inhale, open. Exhale, fold. Get your rib cage to expand. 1 more round. Open up, inhale. Exhale, curl in. Bring yourself upright, hands to the thighs, and start to move your shoulders. Big circular motion from front to back. Lift up to the ears and then press down. Get all that blood flow and circulation into the muscles of the tops of the shoulders. Squeezing and then releasing, pressing down. Lift up, press back and down. A couple more times. Up, back and down. 1 more time. And then hold the shoulders down away from the ears. Start to draw your chin towards your chest. Focus on the movement, stretching and releasing your neck muscles. Let the shoulders fall down away from the ears. And then slowly start to bring your head upright. Go ahead and switch the leg that's in front. And find your strap. We're going to stretch out the shoulder joints as well as the muscles surrounding the shoulder joints. Extend your arms straight out in front of you, holding on to the strap. Keep the arms straight and start to move the strap from front to back. We're working on opening the muscles of the chest, the front of the shoulders, going from front to back, and make sure again that you're not letting the elbows bend. You can go as wide as you need to with your hands on the strap. As your shoulders start to get warmed up, try to walk your hands closer towards one another on the strap to get a little deeper release, to get a little more intensity with the movement, and to really open up those shoulder muscles. Front to back and back to front. Keep pressing and holding onto the strap. Take your time. Move those shoulders. Couple more times each way. Find your strap straight behind you. Hold it there. Lean into it. Squeeze the shoulders together. Open up your chest. Press, press, press. And then start to bring the strap straight behind you. Go ahead and set the strap to the side. Left hand at the base of the spine. Start to go for a twist. Grabbing onto the left knee with your right hand, pushing through that back left arm, squeezing through the belly to look behind you, wringing out your body, twisting and opening the spine. And then slowly start to unwind. Start with the chin first. Come right around to the other side, pressing through that back right arm, grabbing onto the right knee with your left hand. Open your chest, squeeze the belly, twist, twist, twist. And then slowly start to unwind. Take your left leg straight out to the side. Keep your right foot hugging in tight. Settle both hips into the floor. Use the strap if you need to. Start to reach towards your left ankle. Bring your top right arm up and over. Going for that full side body stretch. Make sure that the hips are pressing into the floor. You're reaching that top arm as long as you can, as far as you can. Roll the shoulder back. Pull yourself down a little bit further. Reach over a little bit longer. And then use that top arm to come upright. Other side. Left foot in, right leg out. Reaching towards your right ankle. Top left arm extends up and over. Pull yourself down. Keep reaching towards the bottom toes. Roll the shoulder back. Pull yourself down. Both hips are pressing into the floor. Lengthen that top arm a little longer. Deep breath. Pull yourself down a little deeper. And then use that top arm to bring yourself upright. Extend both legs out nice and wide. Flex your toes straight up to the ceiling. Roll your hips forward to press, and then start to walk your hands straight in front of you as far as you can. Try to get your forehead towards the floor, your chest towards the floor. Maybe even your forearms on the ground. Lengthen your back body, your lower spine. Allow the hips to roll forward and tilt forward. Deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, start to press yourself upright. Slowly bring the feet together. Finding your strap and your lacrosse ball, you're going to take them with you as you lie flat onto your backs. Set the ball and the strap to the side. Start to hug your knees in towards your chest. Rock and sway from left to right. Loosen up your lower spine, your lower back. Start to draw little circles with the knees one direction. Opening your chest, the shoulders press down away from the ears. Circle the knees the opposite direction. Loosen the hips, loosen the lower back. Start to find 2 circles with the knees and 2 opposite circles. Out and around and then in. Go for your happy baby. Open your knees out, lift the feet up and out, getting as much space and distance that you can between your heels. Bending the knees down towards the floor. Start to extend one leg out and then the other leg out. Play with this stretch to release the muscles in the backs of your legs. Feeling your body weight tilt from side to side, or you can try to hold a wide V. Your goal is to try to get your toes to touch the floor. The hips are pressing down. Your lower back is lengthening into your mat. Bend your knees, bring your feet wide on the floor. The knees are bent and start to windshield wiper the legs from side to side. Nice and slow here. You want to feel the lower half of your body completely spiral and twist. You want to try to get both knees, the top knee and the back knee, to touch the floor before you move to the other side. Keeping that good amount of space and distance between your heels. Rolling the legs to the right. Lifting the legs up to the left. Nice and slow. Gentle movements to keep your lower back mobile. Keep your lower spine mobile. Keep the muscles released. They tend to get really stiff into the lower spine. One more time each way. And then start to bring your feet, knees, thighs to touch. Hands onto your hips and start to roll through your cat-cow movements while you're laying on your back. The focus here is on the lower spine. So you're going to tuck your tailbone under, push your low back into the mat, and then arch the low back up, push your tailbone into the floor. Keep going back and forth. Press your low back into the floor, and then lift your low back off of the floor. This is a really good movement to stay aware of throughout your day because we want to keep our lower spine nice and open, spacious, mobile, so that we don't get stiff and tight into this lower back area. Keep going back and forth. Tuck the tailbone under. Lengthen and arch your low back up. You're squeezing the muscles surrounding both sides of the lower spine. And then you're squeezing the lower ab muscles to stretch the muscles of the lower spine. Let's take it one more time each way. Arch, arch, arch. Tuck and round. And then find a neutral spine. Move your hips from side to side. Pulling the hip up towards the shoulder and then up towards the other shoulder, making that C curve shape, squeezing into the obliques, targeting the side body and the muscles that surround the lower spine. Stretching one side as you activate the other side. Left to right. One more time each way. And then start to find center. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Send your left leg forward and down. Let the leg relax. Find your strap and loop it around the ball of your right foot. Extend the leg straight up to the ceiling. Allow the hip to settle into the floor and pull the leg towards you. Keep pressing through the back of your knee, flexing the toes straight back towards your nose. Getting that stretch all the way from your heel down into the glute. Reaching up as high as you can on the strap and pulling the leg towards you. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, hold on with the right hand and slowly open the leg to the side. Make sure that the left hip isn't rolling with the leg. You want to peel the hips apart. Keep pressing that back left hip down. Reaching with your hand as long as you can on the strap. Use the weight of the arm as leverage. Try to get your toes to the floor. And then slowly bring the leg back up to center. Switch hands on the strap and take the leg to the inside just a few inches. The hip is still lengthening down towards the floor. We're getting that outer thigh muscle group. Keep your legs straight. Keep flexing your toes back. And then we'll bend the knee. Go for a spinal twist. Rolling that back arm open. Getting the full body to wring out, to twist, and to spiral. Try to get your knee to touch the floor. Keep your bottom leg relaxed. Reach through that arm a little bit longer. Open the chest. And then slowly make your way onto your back. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Figure 4 stretch. Reach through with your right hand. Try to clasp your hands around the front of the left knee. Pulling the legs towards you. Pressing the right knee away. Take a gentle rock and a sway from left to right. Chin to chest. Shoulders away from the ears. We're opening that right hip joint. Lengthen your tailbone down. And then start to unwind. Hug your left knee in. Send the right leg forward. Let the right leg relax. Keep pulling the left knee as high as you can. And then start to loop the strap around your left foot. If you want to grab onto the toes, you can also take that option if you choose. Whatever you're choosing, make sure that you're reaching up nice and high to use the arm weight as leverage to get deeper into that stretch. Allow the hip to settle into the floor. Keep pressing through the back of your knee, getting space and openness into the back of your left leg. Squeeze the knee a little straighter, flex your toes back a little harder, and then as you exhale, take the leg to the side. Try to get the foot to touch. Keep pressing your back hip down. It's really important that you don't let the right hip lift. Make sure that you're pressing the right hip down towards the floor. You're peeling the hips apart. You're getting that inner left thigh muscle group to elongate. And then slowly bring the leg back up to center. Switch hands on the leg and guide it to the inside. It's just a few inches. We want to keep the left hip connected to the mat. You're lengthening the hip down. You're pulling the leg across. Squeezing the knee a little straighter, flex your toes back a little bit more, and then we'll bend the knee, go for a spinal twist. Open up your back arm, make sure the bottom leg is relaxed, pull the knee across the body, try to get the knee to touch the floor, wringing out your body into 2 different directions. And then slowly make your way flat onto your back, cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Stretch out that left hip joint. Clasping your hands around the front of the right knee. You're reaching your left hand through the hole. Pull the legs towards you, chin to chest. Shoulders down away from the ears. Feel free to rock and sway from left to right if that feels good. And then slowly start to unwind the legs. Feet on the floor, knees bent. Find your lacrosse ball or your tennis ball. We're going to work on loosening up the muscles through compression. Start out with the ball underneath your right hip and then start to roll onto the ball, moving your hip while allowing your body weight to settle onto the ball. This might feel intense at first, especially if you have tighter muscles. But we want to take the time to create more suppleness into the tissue by using this ball for compression. We're getting blood flow into the area. You're getting that tissue to soften through compression. So spend some time on the ball. Explore that right hip. Get lots of movement as you roll around. If you find a spot that feels like it needs to get released, then you can hang out on that spot and allow those muscles to soften. Choose how much body weight you want on the ball by pushing your feet into the floor a little bit more or a little bit less. Rolling on the ball. Continue to breathe, to release those muscles. Self-care is so crucial, especially at this time in our world that we live in. So we want to keep taking care of ourselves. We want to set time aside in order to restore our bodies, our minds, and especially through muscle tissue, we want to stretch, and we want to use this ball for compression so that we can stay mobile and moving and not have chronic pain. Take the ball out and bring it into the lower back area on your right side. Make sure that you're staying to the right of the spine. We don't want to put pressure directly on the spine. Same thing here. Start to explore that lower back area, moving from crossways from right to left to go over that muscle. Feeling the tension release as you massage the muscle. And then we'll take the ball out from there. Bring the ball into your left hand to reach it behind your right side into the mid-back area. Right in between your shoulder blade and your spine. We're getting into the muscles of the mid-back, your mid-traps, your rhomboids. There's lots of muscles in there that tend to get really tight. And you want to make sure that you're not putting pressure directly on the spine. You're getting into that meaty, muscly part of the mid-back area and rolling around on the ball. You can go up and down on the ball to move along the length of the spine to get those muscle attachments. You can move the arm to get into the shoulder a little bit more. Listen to your body. Do what feels good so that you can heal. Work the ball up a little higher into those muscles on the top part of the shoulder, the upper traps. These muscles tend to get extremely tight. So make sure that you are putting the ball right into that tight muscle to release the tension, to soften the tissue, get blood flow into the area. By rolling and massaging the muscle with the ball, we don't let as much stress accumulate over time if you do this regularly, which therefore won't cause any further chronic issues from tight muscles. So spend time on your ball as much as you feel you need to keep those muscles supple. Take the ball out from that right shoulder and let's start over on the left hip side. So we're getting into that left hip area. You're going to either press your feet more into the floor to take your body weight off of the ball, or you're going to lessen the amount of pressure onto the feet to fully sink your body weight onto the ball on that left side and explore the left hip area. Move around on the ball. Release those muscles surrounding the joint. Try to cover a lot of ground into that left hip. Spending some time getting to know where you're carrying your tension. The hips have a lot of different muscles that do a lot of different movements. So try to cover each and every little muscle. And then start to take the ball out, bring it into the lower back area on that left side. Stay to the left of the spine. Get into the lower back muscle. It's a very strong muscle that attaches from your lower rib cage to the hips. So we want to spend some time loosening that muscle. You might notice that your right side and your left side feel a little different. One side is going to be tighter than the other, and that is normal. While we're working on the ball, we're trying to create balance from the right side and the left side, keeping both sides open and mobile. Take the ball out from your left side lower back. Bring it into your right hand to reach it behind you into the left side mid-back area. Stay in between the shoulder blade and your spine, moving up and down to cover all those muscles in the mid-back. Lots of different muscles through there that you want to feel softening, loosening, and releasing as you're applying compression on the ball. Notice the tight spots. Spend more time on those tight spots. Loosen up and release. Working the ball up a little higher into the top part of the shoulder. This will be the last area that we spend with your ball. Getting that ball up right into those muscles that get really tight. Spending some time there, loosening them up, getting blood flow. Right where the neck and the shoulder come together, there's lots of muscles through there that get really tight. So we want to use the ball to loosen them up. And then start to take yourself off of the ball. We're going to find our final Shavasana. Set the ball to the side. Extend your feet forward and down. Open your arms out wide. Your palms face the ceiling, allowing the weight of your body to settle onto the mat. Close the eyes. Make sure your tailbone is tucked under. Draw the chin towards your chest. You want your entire spine flat on your mat. Let the weight of your body settle and fall. Release. Let the feet relax and fall to either side. Let your fingers relax on the floor. Feel your shoulder muscles relax down away from the ears. Any tension that you're feeling in the body, try to let it go. Let your thoughts go. Come into your body. Come onto your mat for the next few minutes. Allow yourself to relax. That's one thing we tend to not let ourselves do. So by taking just a few minutes each day to let yourself relax, you can reset your mental process, your nerves, the state of your body, and have a fresh start for the rest of your day. Feel the belly rise and fall as you inhale. And as you exhale, connect with your breathing. That will bring more awareness within so that you can stay relaxed, you can stay calm amongst stress and chaos. Take one more full deep breath in. And as you exhale, start to reach your arms overhead, your legs forward and down. Stretch and pull your body into two different directions. Bend your knees, draw them up and into your chest. Curl yourself into a little ball. Feel your back body release. Rolling over onto your right side. Curling up into the fetal position, giving yourself one more moment. And then use your left hand to press yourself upright, back into a cross-legged seat. Feeling restored and rejuvenated, opened up, spaciousness within the body. Namaste. Thank you for joining us today for your Restore Yoga. We hope to see you again. Enjoy the rest of your day.